Y'all was telling me about what was happening over in St. Louis as far as as far as the tornadoes. I thought that this would be interesting. Let me share this with y'all really quickly, and then we're gonna get into it. All right.
We come to you tonight. So many questions and concerns continue to stack. And at the top, when is federal money and help arriving on the ground in North St. Louis? In just the past few hours, we got new data from the city about the destruction. So the city says of the more than 1,000 buildings they have assessed, just over 600 of them have been listed as code red. That means they are not safe. Some 502 buildings are code orange and yellow, meaning they have significant damage and are livable. 620 are green in that category, and they've been deemed safe to live in. Well, the widespread damage on the north side has City Hall taking new action. As of this evening, delinquent property taxes and sales of those properties are on pause to give storm victims a break. The city says this will impact more than 1,000 properties. Tonight, our Team 4 coverage of the recovery continues. Shoshana Stahl and Caroline Hecker are both in North City. So let's begin with Shoshana. Tell us where you are, Shoshana.
Corey, I'm here in the Weston neighborhood.
Shoshana got a ghetto name. Shoshana, I bet you Shoshana talked to a black man. I know Shoshana. I know a Shoshana. Oh, no, that wasn't Shoshana. Her name was Tashana. Wasn't that her name, Tashana? I used to know a Tashana. Tashana and Tamika. They lived like 4 houses down, right next to Boo. Boo, we used to hoop a little bit, and there was 2 girls. One of their names was Tanika, not Tamika. Her name was Tanika with an N, and her other girl's name was Tashana. So I know a Shoshana when I see one.
Neighborhood where debris fills the streets. Take a look at what was this home here behind me. You can see that there's a window pane in the lawn, pieces of brick, pieces of wood with nails sticking out of it. But take a look up top here. There is no longer a second floor to this home here, and homes all along this street here feeling similar devastation. I spoke to one homeowner who says she's seen this bring out some of the best in St. Louis, but also some of the worst.
They got these vultures down here talking about, do you want to sell? Do you want to sell? I let them know. If I don't send for you, don't you come for me.
After Friday's storm heavily damaged by...
Is that what's going over in St. Louis? Do we got to take a trip over to St. Louis, chat? Chat. I got to get a name for my chat. What's the name of my chat? Somebody give me a good name suggestion for the chat, because I don't like saying chat. Chat, do we got to get there to St. Louis? Do I need to go to St. Louis and survey the damage? The problem with heading over to St. Louis or something like that when something like this happens, to be honest with y'all, is it'd be hard to find hotel rooms. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be able to find a reasonable hotel room because no, stay away, AD. Why am I staying away from St. Louis? Why am I staying away from St. Louis? Peace be still, Anton. Don't start when it won't be nothing. What do you mean don't start on the movie? Wait a minute. What's the problem here? Murder rate in St. Louis is out of control. Don't go is ground zero. Okay, so y'all saying that don't go. All right. Yeah, that'll be dope. The chat could be called Room 9. Yeah, we did rebrand the Room 9 channel into the Darth Anton channel, and so now we got Room 9. I like that. Room 9. Shout out to Room 9. I like that name. Oh, I like that name. Yes, Kiwan. Yes. I like that name. How far is St. Louis from Detroit for a drive? Drive from Detroit to St. Louis. Oh no. That's 8 hours. That's 8 hours. I didn't know that St. Louis was catching tornadoes. Is the weather Not safe in St. Louis. What's going on in St.
Bobby
Louis?
White's West End home, she says people are already roaming the streets trying to buy it off her for a cheap price.
Licking your chops, thinking you're getting prime property for pennies on a dollar.
Mm.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yes.
St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer says that's something the city is already talking about trying to prevent.
We are very cognizant of it. We have a task force and we'll be reaching out to the community to have this plan be community led. I'm grateful to the efforts of the collector who's pausing on those tax sales and those land grabs, if you will.
But it's not just that White is having a problem with. Despite being insured, she's waited days for an adjuster.
You didn't wait on my damn premium. You got that straight out of the bank, okay?
And now, as we expect more rain, she wants to protect her home even more.
They can put a tarp on my house because it's too tall. You knew that when you took my insurance policy. You knew how tall this house. You should have been getting you some ladders just in case you need to get up there anyway.
At the end of the day, White wants to see her home and community thrive again.
I will rebuild.
Yo, I didn't know it was out there like that. What's happening in St. Louis? I think that St. Louis is an investment opportunity. It may be. Is St. Louis bad out here? St. Louis is in a bad place for storms. That means that we just got to build our houses a little bit different. We just got to build our houses a little bit different. Chat name is Bag GPT. Nah, The chat name is Room 9. I've already, it hit right. It hit right. Chat name is Room 9. Hey, Room 9, what we doing? So y'all saying don't go to St. Louis? It's crazy in St. Louis. AD, we're C students. Yeah, C students hanging out in Room 9. Not that we need to check. Why y'all don't want to be Room 9? Oh, but see, Molly said it was Room 9 also. Room 9 is it. Y'all will get used to it. I promise y'all will get used to it. We'll get there. We'll do a vote inside of the Bag Chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon links in the description. But listen, don't St. Louis got good parts too? Because every place has bad parts and good parts. Usually when somebody said, bruh, I went to Gary, Indiana, and they had good parts. So if Gary, Indiana have good parts, I know St. Louis got some good parts. I know St. Louis got some good parts. If Gary, Indiana got good parts, St. Louis got to have good parts. Y'all not, first class. If don't nobody come up with something better than Room 9, we just going to say Room 9. Somebody said Room 9 sounds like we need a helmet. Facts. It'd be some stupid comments. And so what part of St. Louis is good? I'm going to stay in the good part. No, not section 21 is Room 9. Unless I see something, I'm just going to be all y'all. Everybody Room 9. Shout out to my Room 9. Webster Grover. Where's Webster Grover? I didn't know that St. Louis had got beat up like this. I got to see America, man. I got to see what's happening. But speculators are going to come. Speculators are always going to come. Dang, that tornado got busy out there in these streets. But speculators usually come and they look to buy the property on the cheap. It's the same thing that happened in Hawaii or Maui, right? Maui, they was in there buying it on the cheap. They was in there buying it on the cheap. People are always going to speculate. No, it's going to be Room 9 on all channels, Slimmy. Room 9 on all channels. Chesterfield is nice, man. Listen, bro, at some point I got to go and visit St. Louis. I think that St. Louis could be a move. You know where else could be a possible move? What other city could be really dope? Memphis. Memphis could be really dope. It was raining in 4 days in Missouri. Sheesh. But people are always going to speculate. People are always going to try to buy the property from under you. They're always going to try to get it on the cheap. Investors are always going to start to try to move in. Mostly anywhere it could be a good investment. Just stay away from rural America. No investment is worse than rural America. Cities come and they go. Sometimes they go and destroy themselves, and it takes some time for them to come back. Nothing is worse than rural America. Ever. Rural America is the worst of the worst. Rural America got more meth. They got more. They don't even got crack. They got Fenty up in those joints. A lot of times it'd be close to Indian reservations. Indian reservations be looking like a shithole. It'd be crazy. I love Pittsburgh. I think I'm about to go to Pittsburgh. But I got the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix is this weekend. You see, they already closing off the streets for the Grand Prix. It's gonna be dope.